Right, grade 2. So our second story for this week is called The Rainforest in the Literature Anthology book. Okay, and so yesterday we talked about Alaska and the different parts of the world. Okay, what makes different parts of the world different? Okay, so we said that Alaska, it's all the way up in the north. It's part of the United States in North America, and it's divided to different regions. We talked about the landforms, the climate, the temperature, and even the animals that live there. Today, we'll be learning about a different part of the world and a different landform. Okay, it's called a rainforest. Our story is called Rainforest by Nancy Smiler Levinson. Okay, she's the author, Nancy Smiler Levinson, and the illustrator of the story is Diane Dawson Hearn. Okay, so if you guys know that a forest is a place that has plenty of trees and plants, what do you think a rainforest is like? A rainforest is also a forest that has plenty of trees and plants. But the word rain, that means it has plenty of rain, correct? So if you think about the word rainforest, you'll think of different types of trees, different plants, plus plenty of rain. Okay, today we'll be reading about two types of rainforest and the differences between them and their location and the animals that can be found. Let's start on page 300. Rainforest. A rainforest is a wet forest. It is thick with many kinds of trees and plants. Many animals live in it. Again, a rainforest is a wet forest. It is thick with many kinds of trees and plants. Many animals live in it. Rainforest falls most of the year. So again, as we talked, we said a rainforest is a place that is full of different kinds of trees and plants. Okay, it said it's a wet forest. That means it has plenty of rain, and many animals live there, and rain falls most of the year. So in a rainforest, three main details: you'll find plenty of rain, you'll find different types of trees and plants, and also many kinds of animals live there. On page 302, most rainforests grow in hot places near the equator. So where can you find most rainforests? In places that are very hot. Where are the places that are very hot? Near the equator. They are tropical rainforests. Sorry, my mouse. There are tropical rainforests. Some grow in cool places. They are temperate rainforests. So we just learned the two types or two kinds of rainforests. We have the tropical that are very hot that are very hot places, and we have temperate rainforests. Temperate rainforests grow in cool places. That means the climate there is temperate. It's cool, not too hot and not too cold. But the tropical are very hot. Okay, let's look on this map to find where they are. Let's look at the map key first. The map key tells you that the green dot is the places that have tropical rainforest. Okay, we said tropical rainforests grow in hot places near the equator. If you guys know what the equator is, it's an imaginary line that divides the earth into two halves. Okay, this is the middle of the earth. So near the equator, it's very hot. Why? Because the sun is always striking on it. So these countries or these places on earth are always very hot. Okay, and as you see on the map, you'll find that this imaginary line, of course this is imaginary, but they draw it on the map. Okay, that all the places have a lot of green. These are called tropical rainforests. Most tropical rainforests are on these places. We have in South America, we have a lot of tropical rainforests. We have in the middle of Africa many tropical rainforests. Sorry. And near below, like in the, how can I say this, in the region of in the lower, the south of Asia, some islands, okay, have a lot of tropical, these are islands, yeah, near the equator, have tropical rainforest, right? And also where, if you go up in the southeast of Asia, yeah. But the biggest place you'll find that most tropical rainforests are found in okay, so you'll find that most of them are in South America. This area is called the Amazon region, and you'll find many tropical rainforests there. If you go back to the map key, you'll find that the temperate rainforest is in blue color. If you look around the map, let's look around the map, we'll find in here the northwest, right? The edges of the northwest, like Canada and going up to Alaska. Here we'll find temperate rainforest. Okay, and a small dot here in below Australia, find the temperate rainforest. So temperate rainforests are cooler. Here they're cooler, and you'll find it up north. All right. Okay, tropical rainforest. Remember, tropical means it has a lot of rain, plenty of trees, and it's very, very hot. And of course, there are many animals there. Tropical rainforests are hot and wet. How much rain falls every year? Between 20 to 20, it's between 80 and 200 inches. The temperatures stay almost the same every year. It is summer all the time. So, in a tropical rainforest, it's always very hot and always wet, very wet. How much rain falls? From 80 to 200 inches. That's a lot of rain. And the temperature stays the same. It's always hot in the tropical rainforest. It's summer all the time, as it says here. Tropical rainforests are jungles. They are filled with trees, plants, and vines. Vines are like the plants where grapes grow, okay? We all know that grapes grow on vines. They have to go like in long, stretchy plants, not like normal plants. Thousands of kinds of animals live in there. One scientist found 43 kinds of insects on one tree. The world's largest tropical rainforest is in the Amazon region of South America, as I just mentioned here. Okay, so the important details about the tropical rainforest, we've learned that tropical rainforests are very hot and has plenty of rain, so it's very wet. There are many kinds. Tropical rainforests are called jungles. Okay, they are filled with trees, many kinds of trees, plants, vines, and also there are many kinds of animals that live in tropical rainforest. And the largest tropical rainforest is found in the Amazon part, or the Amazon region of South America, which is here in the northern part of South America. Okay, that they have the largest tropical rainforest. The tropical rainforests are divided into layers. They're layers on top of each other. 4 layers. Let's find out. The first layer is called emergent. The top layer is called emergent. Rainforests have 4 layers. Each layer has its own life form. The top layer is called emergent. The emergent trees poke above the rest of the forest into the sunlight. Eagles and parrots live there. So what's the top layer of a rainforest? It's called emergent. It's the highest, the one on top. Okay, it gets the most sunlight out of all the forest. It's where can we find it? It's the top of the trees. Okay, and what kind of animals or birds live there? We have eagles and parrots live on the emergent layer. So the first layer is called emergent. It's the top layer. It receives the most sunlight and it's on the top of the trees, most of the high top of the trees, and birds such as eagles and parrots live in the emergent layer. The second layer is a closed canopy. The second layer is called canopy. It's a little bit down, okay? It's below the emergent. So the emergent is the treetops, the highest treetops, and below it we have the canopy. Okay, it's a closed canopy. It is a living roof that covers the forest. It's like a roof of the house. It covers the forest. It is formed by treetops that grow close together. How does the canopy layer form? They form, it's like a roof of the forest that covers, that forms by the treetops that grow together. So they close the forest. Okay, it's like a roof closed by the forest, formed by the treetops. Monkeys eat berries and fruits. Butterflies and hummingbirds drink nectar from flowers. Big stinging wasps crawl across leaves. This is the most lively layer of all four. Okay, so in the canopy is the second layer. It's like the roof of the forest formed by the treetops that grow together. The trees, when they grow together, they start to go and form a roof. What animals? This layer is the most lively. You'll find that there's a lot of animals there, and there's a lot of noise and action and movement. Okay, what can you find in the canopy? You'll find monkeys eating berries. You'll find birds such as blue hummingbirds. Hummingbirds is the bird that makes like a humming sound, a song, like a singing song. Okay, you'll find birds drinking the nectar or the sweets of flower. You'll find wasp climbing across the leaves. This is a wasp, an insect that is climbing across the leaves. Monkeys eating berries, birds eating the nectar from flowers. And so this is the important part. This is the second layer called the canopy. It's like the roof of the forest, formed by the treetops growing together and closing the forest. You'll find, and it's the most lively, or the most active layer. Below the canopy, you have the understory. The understory is like the third layer. Okay, and the third layer is the understory. It gets little sunlight. Sun cannot get through the canopy. Why the sun cannot go through the canopy? Because all the treetops grow together. So it's like a roof. It's like a shelter. So the sun cannot go through it. Few flowers grow. Jaguars wait in trees to leap down and catch prey on the ground. Okay, so the third layer is called the understory. It doesn't get much sunlight, so there are not many flowers that grow there. What else? What animals live here? Such as the jaguar. Okay, jaguars are found sitting on trees, waiting to find the animals that they want to hunt or catch. And when they find it, they jump on it so they can eat their prey. Okay, the lowest layer is called the forest floor. It's like the ground, okay? So we have the emergent, we have the canopy, we have the understory, and we have the forest floor. The fourth layer is called the forest floor. It is dark and eerie. It's dark, doesn't have any sunlight, very dark, and eerie, a little bit scary. It is filled, scary and strange, okay? It is filled with plant, mosses, ferns, and dead leaves. Plants, mosses, ferns, dead leaves, and billions of ants. Okay, so you'll find some plants, some mosses, these are all plants, mosses and ferns and dead leaves. Okay, and many ants on this floor, and other animals that you can see here. Okay, so the last layer is called forest floor. It's dark and eerie, and the plants that there, you'll find plants, mosses, ferns, and hundreds or billions of ants. All right, army ants march in swarms and eat everything in their path. Termites live in colonies and eat wood. Deer and wild pigs are hard to see, but insects can be seen everywhere. So on the forest floor, you'll find, okay, armies of ants. We said there we can find plenty of ants walking, because and they march together. You know, if ants they work together, they march and walk together and eat everything on their way. Ants eat everything on their way. Termites. Termites are also insects, okay, that live in colonies. Means they live together in groups and they eat wood. So ants, there are billions of ants that march together and eat everything on its way. Termites is another bug or insect that live also in groups and eat wood. What other animals can we find? We can find a wild pig, we can find deers, we can find, they're not easy to see. We have here, because they're all dark skinned also, they're dark colored. We have a wild pig and deer. You cannot see them because it's very dark. Remember, that's very dark. It's the lowest. But you can find plenty of insects in this layer. Okay. Next, on page 314, many animals live in the trees. Many animals live in their trees most of their lives. Some tree frogs never touch the ground. They have sticky toe pads to help them climb slippery leaves. Sloth hang upside down all the time, even when they eat and sleep. Here it continues to talk about other animals. Okay, so we have animals that live on trees and never touch the ground or the forest ground, such as frogs. They have special sticky toe pads that help them climb trees and climb leaves. We have sloth that hang upside down on trees even when they eat and sleep. So you'll find a sloth hanging on a tree while eating or sleeping. Okay. Most animals need roots in soil to get water and food. Most plants need roots in soil to get water and food. Air plants do not. They grow on tree trunks and get water and food from the air. They are called epiphytes. Orchids and bromeliads are epiphytes. Okay, so as we know, as we took in science, that plants need to have roots in the soil so they can get the water and their nutrients, their food, to grow and continue, and they also need sunlight to grow. But no, the air plants are plants that grow in the rainforest that do not need to have their roots in the soil. Instead, they grow on the tree trunks. Where do they grow? On the trunks of the tree. We all know what the trunk of the tree is, the brown part of the tree. So air plants grow out of the tree trunks, okay? And they get water and food from the air. So air plants are plants that are not found in the soil, on the soil ground. No, they grow from the tree trunks and they get water and food from the air. And what are they called? These plants, air plants, are called epiphytes, such as the orchids, flowers called orchids, or bromeliads. Okay? These are just extra details about the animals that live on the trees in the rainforest and plants that also grow in the rainforest. They're different. We usually don't see these animals here. Okay, what about temperate rainforest? Temperate rainforest, as we said, they have temperate, cool climate. All right, let's see how similar and different they are. But remember, rainforest means they still have plenty of trees, plenty of plants, also different kind of animals, and plenty of rain. It's just the climate that you'll find different, I think. Okay, so most temperate rainforests grow in the Pacific Northwest of North America. Okay, How much rain falls every year? About 100 inches. The seasons do change. Oh, so this is so as we mentioned that the location here is different and the rain, there's also plenty of rain. So it's one similarity that the temperate rainforest has a lot of rain, just like the tropical. The location is different. Okay, you'll find tropical rainforest near the equator, but you'll find temperate rainforests near the northwest. So we said that tropical, the green one, are found near the equator. They're very hot. Then the climate here is very hot. But temperate is found in the northwest. So the locations are different. And here the seasons change. Okay, let's keep that in mind. All right. Okay, so in the temperate rainforest, the seasons changes. Fog and mist from the Pacific Ocean bring warm summers and cool winter. So the fog, we know that fog means when there's plenty of clouds and the sky is not clear, and mist means like water, wet air, comes from the Pacific Ocean. So because there's near the Pacific Ocean, the fog and mist from the Pacific Ocean, it brings warm summers. The summers are nice and warm, and cool winters. Temperate rainforests have layers too, but they don't look like tropical rainforests. Okay, so temperate rainforests have layers, but they're not the same layers like the tropical. So they both have layers, but they don't have this, the layers don't look the same. Sun rays shine down to the forest floor. Some trees are giant old growth trees. A Stika spruce may be 1,000 years old. So as we said, in the tropical rainforest, there are 4 layers. The sunlight can reach the emergent, the top layer, the emergent, and very little sunlight reaches the canopy. But in the temperate, the sun shines all the way from the top layer all the way to the ground, the forest floor. Okay, so there's a lot of the sun reaches all the way to the ground floor in the temperate. What else? The seasons change. Okay, because it's close to the Pacific Ocean, they have warm summers and cool winters. And some plants can continue growing. Here they have the giant old growth trees like the Stika spruce. The Stika spruce is a Sitka spruce is a kind of tree that can be over 1,000 years old. Okay, it continues to grow because it continues to reach, get sunlight and food and water and and food. Okay, here on page 317, Tongass National Forest in Alaska is the largest temperate rainforest in the United States. Rainforests grow along the western side of the Olympic Peninsula in Washington State. 2. Most rainforests grow along the western side of the Olympic Peninsula in Washington State. 2. Most animals such as squirrels, elks, porcupines live on the forest floor. The Olympic forest is alive with plants too. So here it starts to give you some details about the animals that live there. Okay, in Alaska there is a national forest. Okay, so the Tongass National Forest is found in Alaska, and this national forest is a temperate rainforest in the United States. Okay, what can you find? You can find animals such as squirrels, elk here. This is elk. If you guys don't know, it's like a hairy deer with horns. Okay, porcupines. Porcupines is, I cannot find a picture of a porcupine. A porcupine is like a mouse with very thick spikes. Okay, live in the forest floor. All these animals, such as squirrels, porcupines, and elks, live on the forest floor. Okay, and it has plenty of plants, as you can see. It has skunk, cabbage, devil's club. All these plants grow in the temperate rainforest. Here, if we want to compare and contrast, we want to show how they're different and how they're same. First, let's go to see how they're the same. They are both wet rainforest. They are both. They have plenty. They are wet. That means it has plenty of rain. They have many animals, many plants, and many trees. Okay, and they both have 4 layers. But are the layers the same? No. Okay, so these are how both rainforests are the same. And okay, they are both wet forests. They have lots of rain. They have many kinds of trees, plants, and animals. They have each 4 layers. Okay, where do the tropical rainforests grow? They grow in hot places near the equator. Here grows in cool places in the northwest side of North America. Here we have hot temperature. The temperature is very hot all year. Here we have season change. We said we have warm summers and cool winters. Here we also said that sun cannot go through the canopy. So they have sun only on the first layer, a lot of sun in the first layer, and then the second layer a little bit. But the sun cannot go through. So the third and fourth layer do not get any sunlight. But here the sun shines from the top layer all the way to the ground floor or the forest floor. Okay, remember that this is called a Venn diagram. A Venn diagram is 2 circles that go through each other. In the middle we write how they're the same, and on each side we write how they are different. And the story is an expository text. How you know? It gives us real information or explains to us the different types of tropical rainforests, the 2 types of rainforests, the tropical and the temperate. It shows you pictures of real animals, real plants, although it's drawing, but the person who drew it, this is exactly what it looks like. Okay, what else? It has a new text feature, such as a map. Okay, it also shows you a diagram of each layer. It shows you, it labelizes the name of each plant and animal. Okay, these are all features that you can find in an expository text.